Welcome back to Tech, Tesla, and Trends. So yesterday we were talking about the first five points in a multi-dimensional chess that I believe that Elon plays with the rest of the world. And most of us are capable of comprehending maybe two or three at a time. And I'm about 90% certain that all of these things are rumbling around at the same in a clear, concise fashion for him as he's walking through, because you can observe how quickly his mind is rattling through each of the components. And a lot of people will laugh at the stutter stop nature of how Elon speaks, but that is actually a really clear sign of somebody who is working, or their mind is working faster than their tongue is able to. And it's something to keep in mind. For those that don't want to make fun, go ahead, but this is a reality. He's playing chess at a level you're not. Dimensionally, he is way ahead of you and everyone else. That's just a plain and obvious fact. After watching this for nearly a decade, I am utterly impressed with the clarity of thought and process. There are obviously things that aren't executed as well as could be, but that's the nature of life. Sometimes we all make mistakes. But moving on to the next group of multidimensional components that I see entering into Elon's decision-making matrix is materials. So as they determine he's able to determine requirements. And again, this comes back to the that hierarchical portion of that with reasoning and resources. So the first principles thinking comes into there, and a knowledge of the people and supply chains and how that interacts, and then a determination of this project is going to require this resource and this set of skills and these particular components. And then from there, it's a matter of moving on to what is required to create that particular component. So for like the IDRA injection molding that's occurring, long before that, one of the things that you heard Elon say was he wanted to make cars similar to die-cast Hot Wheels cars, essentially, because that would bring about a severe or an impressive decrease in the overall cost of those cars. And then you look at how that understanding of those materials leads him down into the manufacturing process, which is that next level of dimensionality chess that's going on within. The main product that Tesla and that Elon really brings to Tesla is an understanding that manufacturing is king, and that it is a necessity to hit the manufacturing process spot on and very clearly. I think the manufacturing hell or production hell really taught some foundational details to him and to the rest of the Tesla team. And I think that is absolutely at play now. And the whole alien dreadnought is here to play and here to stay, and it's going to innovate and become a whole. It will become a product in and of itself. That is one of the things that I really believe, after all of this is said and done, that you are going to see Tesla actually designing factories for other companies over time. That is one of those components or core competencies that I can absolutely see them expanding into for from a contract perspective. Now, I don't know when they'll have the time to do that, but that is a core competency that Tesla possesses as a company, and that manufacturing prowess and that dimensionality of that is a massive aspect of how Elon thinks. Remember, he said prototypes are easy, manufacturing is hard, and that's from an experience point that a lot of companies, especially some of these new EV startups, are just flat missing. They see all of the wonderfulness of what Elon and the Tesla team have accomplished over time, and they're, oh yeah, we can do that. No, you can't. You're going to have to go through hell. That's that's just a reality of life. You have to work through and gain competencies in order to be able to move forward. So the next item within that, or next dimension that I add into that, is beyond the manufacturing is a knowledge level that is entered in there. And in order to continue that innovative processing, which is, again, innovation is a core fundamental principle that is at every level. Innovate, and figure out how to do it better, faster, stronger, whatever it might be. That is at a core to what Tesla is and to what SpaceX and the others are. It is just you have to learn to rapidly iterate, and it's not a matter of who you know from a perspective of your pedigree from an engineering perspective. If that is a knowledge only perspective, you can go and apply, but those that have actually done, those that have actually achieved things, that have built things, that have innovated things, that have a perspective of understanding and doing and creating and working as a team, those are the engineers that are truly being recruited. They want that deep talent that is able to innovate and to work and to understand and overcome. And because that leads to the previous step, which is manufacturing, it leads them to being able to scale. Because with that knowledge, that deep knowledge, that scaling it becomes possible with those core competencies of others. Then from there's an underlying next level here, which is leadership. And a lot of people will underestimate this dimension of what's going on with Elon in his mind. But from a leadership perspective, he attracts doers, people that have the ability to execute at a higher level. Those folks, if they are desiring to do something, to achieve, to overcome, to find a life-altering puzzle and fix it, those are the people that he's looking for, that he seeks to pull into his organizations. And then, the doers matter. If you've got a question, you're able to come and bring that forward. In fact, if you're, from what I understand, if you ever prevent an individual from bringing a question to Elon, that can that has the potential of being the last day of your employment there. That flat structure of Tesla and enabling anyone to bring a question to Elon is a critical difference than most other organizations. That structure of being able to bring things to him and to ask that question. Now, obviously, that's an important. You're not going to be asking dumb questions, hopefully, but that brings the ability for somebody to have an innovative idea and say, here's what I've got. I know you can do X, Y, but I'm missing the Z component. How we're going to twist that into here, or whatever that might be. that's where you bring that into that conversation. Ultimately, I kind of view those ideas as from a perspective of the Cho Mining Company. The spice must flow. Uh, that is a key product, you might add, that the resource that resource component or dimension brings to Elon, is their ideas and the ability to interact with those ideas and to tweak and to improve and to twist and to work as teams. And that leadership, that flat structure, encourages those teams to be cross company. And it doesn't matter what company you are. If it's an Elon company, you're able to interchange and go and ebb and flow depending on what it is, what project you're working on, or maybe a core competency that you bring from one group to the other. The final dimension that I bring into this, or to bring out, is a financial one. Now, Elon has always been one to be all in, to play full out from an emotional standpoint, mental and physical commitment to whatever project he's in. But it's also a financial commitment. If you take a look at the history of all of his companies, there is a clear and absolute connection between his level of commitment to that company and the finances, and his finances. He is absolutely striving for its best, and reinvesting into those companies. And sometimes people are looking at it and go, why would you invest in that? You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your shirt. But he has a vision. Again, going all the way back to the top. What's the goal? And then what's the decisions that lead to that? And you work your way down through time and resources and reasoning and materials and manufacturing and knowledge and the leadership. And you get to that financial, and boom. All of that together cements into a functioning company that has a strength and a character and a culture that is led by Elon, but more importantly, it is inspired by him, because the people know that, yes, he works extremely hard, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of it. But that's an expectation of greatness that he has for the people around him. He expects their best. He expects them to be working hard every single day, putting the hours in. And that's how this all works. And the ultimate goal of all of those financials is to bring it back to that first goal of multiplanetary and having a expansive economy that has no limit, which is pretty crazy. But it is an absolute, clearly focused goal that he has. And you diversify the businesses to win at that multiplanetary goal. If you take a look at every single Elon company, each of them has a component to that multiplanetary puzzle that he's assembling. And rather than trying to do them all through one company, he's got different groups of people, different experience groups, and they're working together in these multiple little enclaves of innovation to achieve that master goal, that multiplanetary humanity goal, and the economy of extreme scale. We're going to have to create some sort of a quasi Princess Bride here, of a reference of an ROUS that doesn't exist. Well, and then it leaps out and grabs you. That is the level of what's going on here with the goals that Elon has. They are definitely larger than people expect, and they are underestimating at every turn this multi-dimensional chess game that's going on in Elon's head. And it is something to behold from a what has been accomplished perspective, but it is critical for everybody to understand. When Elon says that Tesla will be twice the size of Saudi Aramco, he's not kidding. If he sees that path, he's already put together the goal. There's that goal, the decision, the timing of it. He's reasoned through what Tesla has, what it can do, and then the materials and the manufacturing required, and the knowledge base that he's going to have to recruit, and how that's going to be led, and even the finances of it. And if you take a look at where Tesla's profitability is going, it is an exponential curve of money printing insanity. And those that are not understanding the billions that Tesla is printing every quarter, you need to take some time to dig into those financials to truly understand it. And anyways, I just say take the time. It is a component you need to do. And we'll talk to you a little bit later. Have a good night.